Abundance is possible, and abundance is everyone's birthright.
100%. Why not me? Why can't I have that life that I'm looking out at everyone else? Why do they have it? No. It is for you.
Well, I didn't know that I could do anything when I discovered my culture, my Chicano power. Oh my God, it's happening. All of that we were fighting for is now happening.
Reclaiming your power, which we didn't even know we had.
So that's when I discovered the power of media, the power of your voice, the power of you being in spaces that, really can make a difference.
You can keep me out of your projects, but you can't keep me out of doing my own.
That's right. You literally created the portal, the gateway,
right,
for representation to matter.
Well, LatinaFest is basically a celebration of all things Latina. It's a festival, a space where we can just breathe and go, wow, not only do we belong, but this land, this area, this festival is embracing exactly who we are, for what we are, and why we are.
The answer is yes. Now what's the question? That's how we go forward from this day, right?
Yes.
Hi everyone, welcome to Empowered with Gina, and today's episode is with a power duo who I am so honored to collaborate with. I have Miss Naibe Reynoso and Bel Castillo here from LatinaFest, the founders, live in the flesh.
Gracias,
you,
Gina.
They did it. We're here. Look at us.
Yes, together,
Okay.
Finally in the interview.
You guys, when I tell you, we have been working. So, first of all, I always start my podcast asking my guests 3 adjectives to describe yourselves. So, alphabetical order. Bel.
3 adjectives.
That's okay.
Always taking on too much.
Okay.
A Pollyanna.
What's a Pollyanna?
People call me Pollyanna because they every time something happens, I look at the positive.
Oh, okay.
So they call-
Optimist?
I'm an optimist.
Okay.
I don't know, mom.
Mom.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Naive?
Motivated, hard worker, and also an optimist.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
you are. Okay. So let's just start. Where did each of you grow up? Who was the little girl? What was your childhood? In a snapshot.
Okay.
Go.
Grew up in Zacatecas, Mexico, immigrated to the States at 6 years old, didn't speak English. I went to school, discovered Mexican folk dance, discovered my heritage, went into performing, went into acting, went into producing. And then we went into events like
Ta-da! Okay. And we can unpack all of that, but I do want to do that after I hear from both of you. Naibe.
So I was born in Santa Monica. I went to Venice High School. I went to Marina Del Rey Junior High, UCLA. So I'm a uber local girl. My parents are from Mexico, from Zacatecas as well. And I was that little girl that had a big imagination, like huge imagination, but I didn't really see any careers that thrived on imagination. It was always like the working class, gardening, like my dad was, or my mom was a seamstress, etc. I didn't have those role models, so I didn't really see the possibilities of having a creative outlet. But then I discovered that when I graduated from college, I went into reporting and journalism where I could be creative as far as writing is concerned. And then I established my own children's bilingual book publishing company and LatinaFest that obviously requires a lot of creativity and imagination. Yep. And here we are.
Yeah.
You see? And I mean, I know you breezed over it, but I know how much blood, sweat, and tears have gone into and still go into where you both are. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about specifically, both of you created or started in roles where we didn't traditionally see women, let alone Latina women of color. Talk about what that experience was like for you when you first entered the industry.
Well, I didn't know that I could do anything until high school when I discovered my culture, my Chicano power, that basically, and I just started, my mom allowed me to go into the arts because her thing was go to get a job, and that's what you do. So that led into a career in trying to pursue a career in the entertainment industry, but also a career in trying to bring representation to my community. We were always involved in SAG and trying to, why aren't there roles for Latinas? We were involved in what actually drove me to journalism was that we protested a movie about Frida that was being made by a non-Latina in the role of Frida, Laura Sanchez Como. And we as actresses didn't even get the opportunity to audition. So we did this whole big press release and we got coverage all across the country. The movie did go forward. And it was all about representation. Once I found my Chicano power, that I knew that I had a power, that I decided that I wanted to speak up.
Right.
And that's basically what led me to be a journalist and to start the trade publication Latin Heat. We're not getting enough coverage. Why? And so that's what's driven me. It's driven me that I found the power of who I was, and that I found that I was capable of doing whatever I wanted, because I didn't grow up thinking and knowing that.
Right.
When I found out, that's when I started doing, the things that I wanted to do in that area.
All right, Naive.
So when I was at UCLA, I was like, what do I do? As I mentioned, I didn't really have role models. Back in the day, we as a community didn't have many role models, right? But I knew I wanted to go into the creative field. So I got an internship at Univision while I was at UCLA. And guess what? There was a protest at UCLA to establish the Chicano Studies Department. And my roommates were so involved in that protest. And I used my connections as an intern at Univision to get coverage and to cover that and for the news to come and cover that. So that's when I discovered the power of media, the power of your voice, the power of you being in spaces that, really can make a difference. So that was a big aha moment in my life. And that made me pursue a career in journalism. Emmy Award winning. I've won 4 Emmys. I'm still a journalist. And it's funny because both Bel and I have that activism in us, right?
I was just going to say, because you were an activist for actors, women.
For actors, yeah.
And you similarly have the same vein.
I feel like I'm an activist. I'm there's different kinds of activists, right? There's those that protest, but you did, or have like the big, bullhorn, etc. And sometimes I do go to a lot of protests, but I feel like a lot of my activism is done through my work, through my books that I publish that reflect Latinos in a positive way, through the advocacy that I do with different organizations behind the scenes, etc. Through me advocating to cover my community in the newsrooms that I've been in, where I'm like, we have to cover this story, or we have to see it from this angle.
Right.
So those are different kinds of, being an activist, but they're all important and they're all needed. And even LatinaFest, in my opinion, is a form of resistance,
100%.
right? And it is a form of activism.
Yeah, I think
100%.
Everything we do is in LatinaFest, it's how do we promote our businesses, our Latina businesses. For me, it's always been about Latinas, and it's because we haven't had enough coverage. And so I was very involved in the Chicano movement to the point where, the cops were coming, and this was in high school and all. And yes, I've done that, and I could do it again, but like Naiva said, whatever we do, like with what I do with the talk shows that I've had, is because we weren't seen on talk shows.
Right.
Now we have, but when we started in 2009, there wasn't any Latinas on talk shows. So it's all part of being seen.
Absolutely.
And it's all part of saying to the industry, you can keep me out of your projects, but you can't keep me out of doing my own.
That's right.
And that's what it's about.
Reclaiming your power, which we didn't even know we had.
Exactly.
Because we were told we couldn't do it, we didn't see representation. So before we get to how you guys connected and created LatinaFest, which is just outstanding, tell me, from both of your positions, from when you began your activism in your respective fields, what changes you have seen up until today?
One thing that I've seen that I love, absolutely love, is that I feel like Latinas, younger Latinas, are not scared to be loud and proud, to say chingona, to say jefa, to say all of these things, and to say calladitas, no nos vemos más bonitas, etc.
That's right.
And all of those things no one talked about it. When I was in college, there were no festivals that embraced being Latina the way that LatinaFest or other events are happening now. So I definitely feel like the youth are more empowered because of the trailblazers that have paved the way. I love seeing, and that's one of the reasons I love LatinaFest going back, is I love seeing the products that we see. Soy chingona, soy la jefa, soy, you know what I mean? All of these sayings that may seem trivial, all of these stickers, but they carry so much weight and power. So those are some of the changes I've seen.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be part of that and to have a platform where businesses can continue to, you know, sell their merchandise and expose younger generations to feel empowered by seeing themselves reflected.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started in the entertainment industry as I transitioned into acting. A group of us all came out of the play Zoot Suit, where Eddie Olmos was there, and so many of the talent that now was working. And so we started acting, you know, and we were always still fighting with SAG, our union. Why aren't we represented? Why do we get paid less even though we speak 2 languages? Wow. So we were always about that, and we're always trying to increase the visibility of Latinas. That's why we started Latin Heat, because out of the protest, we said, well, they just don't know that we exist because none of the trades are covering us. So that was the reason we started, you know, Latin Heat with my partner, my publisher then, which is Loida Ramos. And we just started, you know, telling people, look, here we are. Like Jay Hernández, the guy that is Magnum. We knew him when he was 13 years old, and his manager was going like, we have no coverage. Can you write a story? And we said, okay. So we wrote an article, and he took that article to the trades and said, look, this is my guy. They're writing about him. So that's but you asked, what is the difference between then and now? When I was an actress, if I got maybe like 2 auditions, one a month, it was like, wow, you know, and we all knew all the auditions that were out there because we were all, you know, for the same part. And we were always fighting. I started a conference, a Latino entertainment conference, to have like panels and bring in the industry to talk about what they were doing for Latinos and all that. And so I never really thought that I would see the day when I saw the change. And I realized this like about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. All of that we were fighting for is now happening. Wow. Now, like the young ladies that come into town, they don't really understand what the big deal was about, because they come in and there's roles.
Wow.
There's roles that they can go, and then there's roles that they can audition, and then there's roles that are better written. Before, it was the maid, the drug dealer, the prostitute, and the mother. So I've seen that change, and I can say, wow, because we all stand on the shoulders of people that come before us. We stood on the shoulders of Ricardo Montalban and his organization Nosotros. So I see that, and like Naibe says, you see the young kids and they're empowered.
Absolutely.
And they go like, what? There's nothing wrong, or there's no disparity, because they didn't see what we saw.
Right.
And that's a good thing. To me, that's something,
of course,
positive, and we're moving forward.
How did you two connect? How did the stars align to get you two in each other's orbit?
Well, if I could start with the story that
Your
I
love
will say
story.
about you.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about role models, etc. When I was at UCLA, when I said that I didn't see any role models, let me correct myself. Belle was a role model, but I hadn't met her yet because I wanted to go into the creative field, but I had no roadmap at all, right? So I remember coming across her publication, which was a physical publication, a physical magazine at the time, and thinking, oh my God, I was like eating it up. I was like so thirsty for something like that, for information about our community in the industry and in creative fields. And Bel Hernández was the editor, the creator of the magazine. So I knew of her. I mean, I never thought I would get to work with her, that she would eventually become my partner in a business,
cool is
right?
That?
So that's how I connected with her. So I knew about her since I was in college.
Wow.
But I'll let Belle.
Yes.
And it was interesting because we were doing a talk show, and one of the talk show hosts was leaving, and so we had a producer. His name is Miguel Torres, who's a friend of both of ours. Mm-hmm. And then I said, I need another host, and then I said, Kiki or I said, I'm going to ask Naibe Reynoso because I knew of her.
Yeah.
Because, that was my job to know of everybody who was around in the entertainment industry. And so then Miguel says, I don't know, I don't know if she's going to say yes because, she's very like, way up there. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to ask anyway.
Yeah.
And so we did, Enrique, my husband and I, we met her in Culver City, I remember.
Yeah.
And
What year?
2008. 2009.
Yeah, 2008, because it was before I met my husband. I was like single at the time.
Okay.
So 2008 or 9-ish. Yeah.
So then I asked her, she said, yeah. It was like, I didn't know what Miguel was talking about. I'm like, okay. She's
great.
She's great, yeah. She's not like stuck up or anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's how we started. That's how we met.
And then how long after that meeting was the idea for LatinaFest born?
9. That was about like 7 years after.
Well, LatinaFest, our first event was in 2018. So 9-10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in between that time, you guys just become friends, work together, different projects?
We worked together on 2 talk shows.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're working together.
Yeah, we did. We were doing Let's Talk. And then Let's Talk went on CBS KCAL 9, but they changed the name to Hola LA.
Okay.
And then Naibe and I started together the Trend Talk.
Right.
And then we were doing the Trend Talk, and that's about the time that she decided that she wanted to do her book publishing. And once you started the book publishing, and we were still doing the Trend Talk, the talk show, we were at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes, and she says, oh, I saw this event where it was like a festival, and it was for moms. It was Moms 2.0 or something like that was called?
Mamas or something like
Mamas.
that. It was just for moms, like for Latina moms.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't we do something like this so we can, just find sponsors for the show and get a bigger audience for the show.
Not just for moms, for everybody.
Right.
That's what she said, that was key.
Wow.
Because there was moms, and then there was like business women.
Non-moms.
Right.
Yeah.
Women, period.
And so
Older
it's like
women.
for everybody, for women, for Latina, and then we came up with LatinaFest.
So the initial idea was to get visibility for your show.
Exactly.
And then it's
Right.
morphed. We're 7 years out now?
8.
8 years. This last festival was 8 years for you.
Yeah. But when it was to get more people to look at the talk show, but we actually did the talk show on stage. For 7 years we did it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we would do an interview. So like when our sponsor, who was our sponsor, we would interview their people on stage. So we actually did it, and then we would tape it, and then we would show it on MeTV.
Isn't that amazing? So you created this idea, which was an excellent creative idea, for one thing, one purpose, as a vehicle to showcase your show. But this thing has taken a life of its own.
Yeah.
The demand is there. And, well, before we even get into what LatinaFest does, what is it? For people who've never heard of it watching today, what is LatinaFest? Who is it for? How do they get involved? Tell us about this.
Well, LatinaFest is basically a celebration of all things Latina. It's a festival where we want all Latinas from all walks of life, from all ages, from whatever background you have, as far as if you're an entrepreneur, if you're Colombian, if you're Mexican, it doesn't matter. We want you to feel welcome. I feel like as Latinas, we feel we don't belong, or society makes us feel we are excluded from so many spaces. I wanted a space where we can just breathe and go, wow, not only do we belong, but it's like this land, this area, this festival is embracing exactly who we are, for what we are and why we are, like all of it.
And the difference is that we are an outdoor festival. We're not inside. And it really goes with our tagline, which is LatinaFest, mind, body, and soul. Because as we've known that Latinas, we're so busy that we don't have time to think of ourselves. But we do need to think about our mind, body, and soul, because that gives us the grounding that we need. So we it's outside. It's always something for your mind, something for your soul, and something for women to like expose their entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And it's been great. We are the largest outdoor festival for Latinas in the country because I know there's other that are bigger, but they're inside.
Okay.
So we're the outdoor.
Which is so important because I didn't realize it was strategic that you had it outside. I just thought because you attract so many people, it had to be outside. But you're right. You're out in the sunshine.
Yeah.
Fresh air.
It's different. You're in the elements.
The elements.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we want to have like our limpias, right? We can't have our limpias inside a
I got
convention
one last
center.
time.
Did you?
So smart. And one thing I was going to say is when, because I've attended a few of them now, it's not just for Latinas. You
Yes.
invite allies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I want to make sure we clearly communicate that.
Yes, I
We
mean
like
my
to-
husband's
So is
a
mine.
gringo.
So is
right?
mine.
And he comes every year and he loves it.
Loves
and he
it.
loves like, and my mother-in-law's a gringa.
Yeah.
We call
Yeah.
it. We call
Non-Latino.
it these days, non-Latino, and she walks away with so many products that she absolutely loves because she doesn't find them anywhere
that.
else.
Well, I like to say
Yeah.
that LatinaFest is for every Latina and anyone who loves a Latina.
Yes.
And who doesn't love a Latina?
Or who wants to be a Latino.
Trump.
Who wants to
Trump.
be a Latina?
Trump doesn't love, but you're not welcome.
He's
not
not
your
welcome
typical-
to the carne asada.
Not at all.
And he's
Or-
not your typical human anyway.
Well, that's a whole other conversation. But that is the one person and group of people who probably don't love us, but we don't need them there anyways, because guess what? We are the masses.
Mhm.
We outnumber almost everyone. And so LatinaFest is truly a celebration of Latinidad,
Correct.
being a Latina woman.
Right.
Not only for Latina women, because we want everyone to come. We want we want to educate people
Mhm.
about what Latinahood is.
Right.
And one thing I've been impressed by continually is the amount of vendors you have there. And it's beautiful because, you have e-commerce and the online stores. Some people have brick and mortar stores. But where can anyone really have the opportunity to showcase to a larger audience in person, but like other than what you're providing them?
And you know what, that was key. When you say, you didn't intend this to be that, you intended it to be for the show. But what happened is when we had our first one and we saw all these women vendors and entrepreneurs, we were like blown away. We're
Business
like,
owners.
oh my God, we were never in that world. I was, and now I never knew about that. But they were like doing their business at any cost. Like one lady had called something about the cotton candy.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
she said that she was at her corporate job and that she just felt like, what am I doing here? I'm not doing anything. This doesn't speak to me. And that I got laid off and she was like, what do I do? And she said, I want to make something with my culture. And she started doing the cotton candy or horchata and, all of these flavors, tamarindo. And that's how she started her business. And to me, all these entrepreneurs have fueled the need for the Latino candies, Latino drinks, Latino cuisine, because it wasn't always there. Like you had to go to a little neighborhood to find it. Now we're putting it at Graham Park.
Mainstream, yeah.
Right.
And like, come on, everybody. And everybody's not just us, but around the country. And everyone's discovering, oh, wow.
Yeah. And we've actually had amazing stories. Like, for example, Hazel, who is now our production coordinator or manager, she started as a volunteer like years ago. And then we gave her a little bit more work, and then she was so inspired that she started her own vending business.
Oh my
so she sells little things from Oaxaca, little like artisanal products from Oaxaca. And she always says, like, I was inspired to start this quote side hustle because of LatinaFest.
Seeing is believing.
Mm-hmm.
You literally created the portal, the gateway
Right.
for representation to matter. You let these, not only the business owners, these women who were doing it behind the scenes, but you allow someone like Hazel and so many other women who walk through there and their daughters and their sons to see what truly we are. And it's not what the media has always been telling you we are. And so again, I'm so impressed. And I remember the way I connected with you was because I was on social media and I saw this advertisement, LatinaFest. And I'm pretty involved with most things in Los Angeles. And I'm like, why have I never heard of this? And you showed a overview of the last year. And I'm like, that's a massive event. Like, why have I never heard of this? We're going. So I told my husband, okay, all the kids were going. We got to go check this thing out.
All the kids?
All my kids. And it was raining that day.
Oh, yeah.
It was raining that day.
Yes.
We went, we had the strollers pushing it to the thing. And I remember I was like, look at all these vendors. And these are all women-owned businesses. I mean, obviously Latina, but more importantly, women-owned businesses and the mindset that has to go into that. And then again, from my Empowered with Gina business angle, I'm like, I understand so well, not only what these women vendors are going through, but I'm like, who runs this thing? And lo and behold, I find out it's you two, who I didn't know you before then.
No.
And so at that next day, I went home and I emailed just a general email. And I said, I'm Gina. I introduced myself. I went to the event. I'm very impressed. I'd love to see how we could collab. And I never got a response.
Oh, no.
Now you know. But
it was meant to be because
100%.
we tried again and we connected.
100%. I don't remember the second. Did I reach out again or I ran into one of you at a game?
At a Dodger game. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You saw me on social at a Dodger game?
No, you saw me.
I saw you.
And then you're like, hey, I think you said something like, I reached out to you. This is Gina. I'm here at the Dodger game, something like that. And then
I'm here too. I'd love to meet you.
Right.
And we didn't, but that was our connect.
Right. And then I think the next day I followed up with you, etc. But that also goes to the power of you being aggressive. And like, I admire you so much for what you do, and that's how you do it. You get in the door however, by any means possible, right?
Right? I fail consistently and constantly until I get where I need to go. And so because of that, we connected and the conversation started and I'm like, sign me up. I want a partner. How do I support this?
See that is like not your norm, that people want to get involved right away.
Right.
Because some of them, no, we have to vet you. But you were there, so you vetted us before you even said anything.
This is a rocket ship that's taken off. And so, and again, understanding our purchasing power in our country, understanding and having the education to know, seeing what you have, I'm like, holy moly, this is it. This is the real deal. And so fortunately, we aligned and we had our first meeting and then we have just taken it together on. And I'm so grateful for everything we do together. And thank you for trusting me and, whatever I can contribute.
Powerhouse,
oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I learned the way you think is a very powerful way to think, to not be ashamed to say what you feel and say your intentions and not be ashamed of what you have accomplished.
Oh,
because a lot of us, we're like, the shy ones. Oh, it's not good to
You don't want to show off.
Yeah. And it's like, why? You're not showing up if you're just being real and you're just saying truthfully.
That's right.
It's one thing if you're lying about it, but if you're not, but that's a really great attitude that a lot of when I was growing up, you wouldn't see that.
No,
not at all.
No.
Now you're seeing a little bit more of that. It's like, why should I be ashamed or why should I not speak up and say that I'm good if I am?
Right. And to share about our partnership, I invited you last year to a women's retreat that I host through my Empowered with Gina brand. It's an annual retreat at our ranch in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please say yes. Will you please come? And you both said yes.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
I was like, just please come see what this is about. I'm growing this women's retreat and these experiences. I would love for you. And honestly, I was interested in getting your feedback. You were fresh, brand new eyes. And I respect so much how you see things. I was very curious to get your feedback on everything. And while we were there, the expansion of LatinaFest happened.
It happened organically. It's like, this is a really great fit.
Yeah.
So you're now going nationwide.
Yes.
And
you know what? It's one of the things we said last year, like at the beginning of last year, we said, we need to expand because people would say, what else do you do? Well, we do LatinaFest, but then we don't do anything in between. And so it was our mission starting last year. We have to expand. And that's when you invited us. And that was our first expansion, actually.
Wow.
And although we were guests, but it was to see because you introduced us to people in Covington, in Louisiana. And we wouldn't think that that's a hub for Latinos, but Latinos are everywhere.
everywhere.
So
huge.
yes, so
and it's untapped territory as far as we know, outside of Los Angeles, California, well, Los Angeles really, the way the Latino experience is very different.
Yeah.
They don't have the advocacy protections and just cultural forwardness and acceptance the way we have here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So when I invited you, I said, well, let's make it worth your while. Let's introduce LatinaFest to the local community where the ranch is. And we had the LatinaFest a meet and greet night.
Right. That was so much fun.
And we pooled, I don't remember how many women who were business owners, professionals, women who had a job, but also on the side had another job they were starting. I think it was over 25 women. They came and we signed up, and that was literally your first base of people. Mm-hmm. And the conversation grew. And this coming February, we're collaborating on the retreat, my annual retreat.
And thank you for asking us. It's amazing. We're like so looking forward to it, because when we think about the retreat, we all know what a retreat is, but adding a little bit on top of that, the experience that I had at the retreat was at the ranch, the ZA ranch.
Yes.
Beautiful ranch. It's not like your ranch that you're, used to with, all of the, it's a beautifully...
Luxe. It's a
Lux ranch. There you go. It's a Lux ranch. And what I feel, it's like how we miss the get together when we were young, and we would get together and we would do parties or sleepovers, and you tell each other secrets and all that. That's what this is. Mm-hmm. When you get a group of women together and really connect, and you're in a safe space to connect. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing like that. You can't get that from anywhere except by a shared experience.
That's right.
And then on top of that, having to, experience Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I do the retreat always over Mardi Gras, because we all have heard of Mardi Gras. But from my understanding before going there, I just thought it was lift your shirt for beads and a bunch of drunk people in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That does happen, but that is not what we're doing at our retreat. We never have and never will. There is a deep cultural significance in Louisiana. What Mardi Gras is, it's so deeply cultural and it's so beautiful. And I thought, this is a part of our country, and it's a 3-hour flight from where we live, and we have no idea about this. Mm-hmm. And so it's about educating, broadening our horizons, providing an experience most people would never get. Of course, at the ranch, which is Lux, it's our passion project and our home away from home, and we've built it out to be a luxury retreat, a luxury ranch, and it really is. So I love it. And
but the exciting things that are happening there.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Because when you came, we have sunrise yoga, sound baths. We had different speakers about wealth, women's health, in a safe space where you don't feel dumb, you don't feel, embarrassed, and you're around other women who you don't know, but immediately have a connection with, because they align with either your brand or mine, and so they're already there for the right reason. And so when we started researching and planning this one together, the first thing you both said, you're like, we have to have such intentional speakers and activations, and that's really what we've created.
Yes. Yeah. And it's also like the mix of not only the motivational speakers that are important, but also like the real life, like touch, feel experience, for lack of a better word, right? Like the making of the bread.
Oh.
Where you get to like actually smell the bread, touch it with your hands, and then finish it, like make it and then taste it, right? Yeah. Those simple things, the fact that you can go out and your beautiful ranch and pet the goats.
Feed them.
And you have chickens.
The chickens.
You actually can pick the,
our eggs we had every morning were from our chickens.
Fresh eggs.
Yeah. And I have to say, Gina, one of the big takeaways I had from this year's Mardi Gras, because I can't believe it was this year, right? Like,
oh, that's right.
It was
really
this year. Was a reminder that abundance is possible, and abundance is everyone's birthright.
100%.
So that was like one of the big things, and it wasn't something that was said, it's just something you felt. And seriously, every day I'm like, why live small? Why think small? With this beautiful ranch that's acres and acres, and it is luxe, and everything's top notch and beautiful and just pristine, and that's your home, and that's something you created, right? Yeah. From what you envisioned.
Right.
We all have that power and that potential, and we all have to think that way. So I walked away kind of scrapping what I envisioned for my life, and being like, why can't I have a luxe ranch?
Why can't you? And more.
Right. So that's one of the big takeaways that I also wanted to say.
Oh, yeah. And that's the point. And even people making the arrangements to leave their life to go, not for their kids, not for their work, not for their spouse, not for a family trip,
for for each and every one of us.
Making
personally.
that move to book that ticket, get on that plane, not usually knowing anyone, or maybe a few people, and trusting the process because you know it's an investment in yourself. We are creating, again, LatinaFest is again creating the space, the portal, the opportunity for women to lean in safely, confidently, and in a trusted way.
You make so many friends. Like we know friends now that we met there and that are friends, and we would support, and we do want to always get together. I mean, they came to LatinaFest.
I know. They all came in force.
Yes.
And then from that, obviously the sisterhood and friendship, but then business opportunities are born out of that. And again, the women who attend this and LatinaFest as well are already aligned. They have the seed of the abundant mindset. They just need the opportunity to develop it and let it flourish.
Yeah.
It's nothing the woman doesn't have. She has it. We're just creating the space for them to do it through LatinaFest, through Empower Gina, through our collabs. And so the retreat is coming up in February. What are we wearing?
We have to start looking for that now. We got and putting together the Mardi Gras outfit.
Now I know a little bit more. But for the this year I was like, okay, I think this will be okay. But now that I saw the other girls' outfits, let me tell you.
Yes. It's funny.
Watch out.
It's a version of I don't like saying Halloween because it's not a costume.
No.
But it's very specific. It's purple, gold, and green, which all have significance. Each color does. We're going to send guests information about what Mardi Gras is so they learn. But you dress up and you celebrate. The more sequins and purple, green, and gold you can find, the better. And you dance and you party and you enjoy and you celebrate. Yes, Mardi Gras, but life and sisterhood and abundant mindset. And like you said, why not me?
Right.
Why not me? Why can't I have that life that I'm looking out at everyone else? Why do they have it? No. It is for you.
It kind of makes you like want to do more of. And as LatinaFest, like I was saying, we were only doing like the festival every year. Now we're doing this, but now we're going like, well, let's go take a trip and let's take the girls with us, so that we have another trip.
Why not?
We have other events again for creating community and for empowering people.
Especially now that everything is online. I was just listening to, NPR. They were saying things that are in person are going to blow up even more because we are all operating online, and now we're craving that human connection.
And we're social creatures.
Right. So this is like a perfect reason, a perfect opportunity to have that real social connection that like fills your cup, for lack of a better word.
Right. Yeah. And at LatinaFest, I just got the idea. I think we should do a similar roundtable, or let's just do a fireside chat, the three of us, and we're going to talk more deeply.
Oh, yes.
I do
think that's great because we are going to open up another stage.
That's right.
But another stage.
That's right.
I did like where you were at LatinaFest doing the Platica.
Oh, that was great.
And I thought it was nice because it was more close. People were there and they were able to ask questions.
Awesome. We want to make it maybe a little bigger, right?
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. Yeah, we can make it
so.
a little bit bigger. The tents just have to get bigger.
You see, and this conversation, you've heard it here first. The next LatinaFest, you will literally see that come to life.
Yes.
This is how it happens. Idea, you speak about it, and you go for it.
The other idea is like a Gina, Empowered with Gina show, like we did our show.
Yes? 100%. Let's do it. What a fun idea. Sky's the limit. We can think about ideas.
Yeah. I think that we need to give those experiences to people who come.
The answer is yes. Now what's the question? That's how we go forward from this day, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in conclusion, everyone listening to this podcast right now sees you both and they're just like, wow, they have it so easy. They're so lucky. Wow, I wish I could be like Bel, Naibe, and Gina. I wish. What would you each share about facing fear and the reality behind going for it?
I was just in a situation where I've had in my life, and I was just talking to my husband about this. In my life, when I started the entertainment conference, I had a very well-known Latino producer who's done big movies tell me when I called him to ask if he wanted to be on the panel, and he literally said to me, "Who do you think you are to be doing an event like this?" And I was like, "Whoa!" Why didn't that deter me?
Why didn't it?
And recently, somebody else said the same thing to me, and I'm like, okay. And it didn't. I think that as you grow, when you're younger, you need to build up that confidence. I think that really discovering who I was and what I was about, and having had the success of the response to the trade publication that was there, and having like enlisted ABC, CBS, all of the studios to be at the festival, at the conference, excuse me. I think that just proved to me that I could do whatever I want to do, and you have to have that conviction, because in reality you can. Nobody's going to stop you.
That's right.
Nobody's words are going to stop you,
No.
because you just have to know that you can do it and have that certainty. I mean, we do so many things that show us what we can do. How many women, don't have a child, and they have no child, care, and they have to work, and then they have to take them to school, and then they have to do dinner, and yet we do it. And I think as women, we just know that we need to do it.
That's right.
And
That's a
I
good
think
point.
a lot of women have that in us, but also not to be scared of what other people say, because that's just their opinion.
Right. And they're going to talk anyway.
Yeah, but you need to know what you're capable of, but it also makes you work harder,
That's right.
because you're going like, I'm not going to fail because I'm not
no.
going to let that person be right.
Hell no.
So
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a give and take.
What about you, Naibe?
So for me, I think, I don't know when or how I came to the understanding that every single human has so much potential to change the world, and we only tap into so much potential, right? You think of the people that have actually changed the world, right? That those people, they're not superhumans, they're not aliens, they are actually human beings. So I always think about that, like there's so much that we are capable of, that we need to get, go for it and really seek that potential and really live it out, and not just let it sit and rest and simmer within us. We have anything is possible. And if we're not doing something or making it happen, it's because we really don't want it, or we don't want to put in the work.
Right.
It does take work, and you have to put in the work.
Is it easy?
It is absolutely 100% not easy. I mean, I'm in my 50s now, my early 50s, and I still feel like, why aren't I where I want to be, right? I'm still like not there yet, but that's that fire that I have, it's like, it's never too late.
That's right.
I'm not, it's not like, I'm 52 and I didn't accomplish X, Y, and Z. No. I'm 52 and I'm just getting started. And you never know, right? And if other people...
That's what they're doing now.
And if other people that I see have the audacity, the confidence to do whatever they want and not ask for permission, so do I.
That's right.
But you said something interesting a little while ago, is that you fail.
Oh,
But
100%.
But you
That's
pick
part of
yourself
success.
up. That is part of success.
The only reason you succeed is because you failed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, and not to care that you failed,
No,
but
you
just
have
to
to
keep
fail.
moving forward.
Yeah, you have to fail.
Yeah.
It means nothing. It's
Yeah.
just a step.
Yeah.
It's just a data
and
point.
some people are afraid to
It
fail. And
stops them in their tracks,
Yeah.
and they regret it at the end of their life. I shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
So we will be talking about all of that and more in Louisiana in February.
Yes.
So if you'd like to join us, I don't know if there's any space left. Last I heard, we were basically sold out.
Wow.
We may be bringing in some luxury glamping RVs to address the overflow. And these are like luxe RVs. They're so beautiful. Anyways, follow the website for registration information. And ladies, I cannot wait. I'm so grateful for you. We are doing so much together. We are all powerful, all resourceful, and literally nothing can stop us.
Right.
So let's blast off.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank
you for
you.
having us.
Other women up along with you.
That's it. We're going together.
Thank you.
Bye.